Hi, morning. How are you? Are you running? I don't like dogs. Oh, really? Oh, wow. Oh, there's a nice little fog here on the beach. So beautiful. Oh, it's actually quite nice. So I'm up. I've been up since about 3 a.m. Can't sleep. What a beautiful beachfront. Ah, there goes my shoes. Oh, the water is so nice. Whoa. I thought it would have been a little chilly because the air here in Jamaica during this time of year is actually very comfortable, fall like, but not as chilly. It's probably, I want to say 60s right now or 70s, low 70s. Very comfortable. And as the ocean washes up, it feels so good. Everybody else is sleeping, but I've been awake since 3 o'clock, per usual. I'm an early riser. Yeah. But it's so beautiful. You can see a little bit of a mist or fog over the beach frontier. Um, so this is the Travelers Beach Resort area here. Oh, this is so nice to be out here this time of morning. It's just gorgeous. We've been on the road the last several days. We've been on the road, and I just had to slow down today and take some time to just rest a little bit before I have to go back to my routine of work on Monday. Um, we've seen as much as we can. We didn't make it to St. Elizabeth, but we made it to Westmoreland and saw quite a bit. Um, wish we would have made it to Black River, but it was a lot of driving, getting through those windy roads. And, when you go to see people and you don't end up, it's not an hour, it ends up being multiple hours, 3 hours. And everybody has a story to tell. And, you want to be a little bit empathetic and listen. And so sometimes it takes time. But look at this beautiful beachfront. Amazing. You know, um, I'm going to say this for the times where this video is going to be replayed. We came through the airport, I think, on Saturday, and the plane was like one third full, if that much. And I understand the hurricane just passed, so people were canceling and hesitant to visit. But the this side of the it's called the South Coast, and on the North Coast was barely hit. So don't cancel your trips if you have plans to come to Jamaica. Certainly, the people who are impacted still need your spending of your dollar to keep the economy going so they can earn a fair wage and be able to rebuild their lives. If they have no work, then you know what that means. It delays the process of them doing something for themselves. with dignity as opposed to public assistance, right? So there's been a lot of concern in the news about the slowness of the government response. There's still a lot of communities without roofs, and I'm really shocked that they didn't do like a mass evacuation of the areas that were really badly damaged. We drove past so many homes without roofs. It's raining and people, I saw a gentleman sitting on his, what they call here in Jamaica as the veranda, patio front area of the house, a little piece of tarp covering where he's sitting underneath. And the rest of his house, you can see right through it. The roof is gone, windows are gone, and he's sheltering under the little veranda. And so I'm just shocked that the government didn't do a mass evacuation and get these people into like one central space where they can feed them, provide like little cots, whatever, so they can have a dry place to sleep. I'm still in shock that 4 weeks later, that people are still in their homes without roofs, going through the debris, trying to get their mental spaces together because they're like, what just happened? I just lost my entire home, my entire life, everything. I'm really shocked that the government had not like evacuated these people. Like buses, just bus people out to like a central point where they can feed and just get people somewhat normalized until they can get the grants or whatever is going to happen. It's 4 weeks. I'm really shocked. And a lot of people on social, in the news, are trying to hold people accountable and ask questions. I'm really surprised, really. We haven't really seen a lot of public relations on the part of the government about what they're actually doing and accomplishing in the last 4 weeks. But I'm surprised, really. I was hoping that with the type of experience that exists with the UN, and I know I saw something about them getting some response and support from the UN and other countries, that there wasn't more of an organized response, getting these people out of I mean, some of these places look like bombs were dropped. I mean, the hillsides, no leaves on trees, the hillsides are brown, like they were scorched. This was not a normal hurricane. And I'm just shocked that people are, as far as you can look, you can see through everything. And these people are still trying to sort through rubble and debris, roofless. And the rains come probably daily. And they're still in their spaces. They're not evacuated. There hasn't been any evacuation at all. They're just either um, at the neighbor's house, or multiple people in one house, wherever somebody may have a concrete house. But I'm really a bit disappointed and kind of shocked that they weren't evacuated. I'm still like 4 weeks in. What is going on? These people are in dire need of just some normalcy and a dry place while it still rains, so they can sort themselves out, or family in the diaspora can provide some level of support. I've heard stories of people trying to find Airbnb to rent to put up their family members who've lost their houses. But there's a lot of support coming in from other governments, and I'm just shocked that there wasn't a mass evacuation out of the areas where people were displaced in numbers. Just really shocked. But any case, I can't really see all that's going on behind the scenes. I see a lot of discussions in Parliament. And I've been asking people, have any government officials come into your communities? Or have you seen the MP, the councillors? A lot of them are saying no. We know World Central Kitchen has set up locations around the affected areas. We've seen a few of their locations where they're cooking and delivering cooked meals to people. But they take that meal, they eat it, and they go back home to a roofless house, and it's raining. I'm trying to make sense of this, and this is today. We're almost 30 days in from the when the hurricane hit on October 28th. I'm just shocked. People are still showing up to work. You know, they're here late hours, as you can see this gentleman here preparing and setting up for breakfast this morning. And it just as if it we had a disaster hit in the US, you know, life goes on for us while we're underground. Life goes on for them while they're here. And it looks like they're spraying for mosquito. I can smell that thing again going through the air. It's a very pungent smell. As we drove through different communities yesterday, we could smell stuff in the air. And that's probably the fume that I'm seeing. It's not fog. I actually thought it was fog, but it looks like they're going around and spraying to make sure that there is not like an overbreeding of mosquitoes, which is a good thing. But it has such a smell to it. But we are going to stay on property today and take today and get some rest. We've been doing road, as they say here in Jamaica, do road, trying to get across the north and the south coast and delivered our whatever aid we brought in, and we're able to touch several families, and we hope that they continue to survive another day until things get for them. But again, really surprised about how slow the government response has been. People are saying that when COVID happened, they set up like these huge spaces and had people quarantined in the hotels and in other spaces. And I am just shocked that something like this happened. And they didn't use like a model like that they used in COVID to get people out of these roofless houses that are wet, where rain is still falling, where they have nothing. Everything's been blown away. We've seen so much debris in the gullies, as they call them here in Jamaica. There's the drums that people put, these black drums that people put on their roof to keep water in case of a drought. Though they're like in gullies, blown away refrigerators, miles away from people's homes. We see stoves on streets, so many leveled buildings, and like stuff as heavy as refrigerators and stoves and other things just blown away all across the place. It was like it looks literally like a war zone, really. And it's really hard to not want to do more to kind of make them a little bit more comfortable, at least out of the element. Um, but we've done what we can, our family, and we have more family members who are coming in a week or two to provide more support. But we hope to see more reports from the government, at least videos and something from a communications, public relations perspective about how many people they've reached, how many people are still. The word I've been hearing a lot here is marooned. People who have been inaccessible since the hurricane. How you doing? Morning. So, but yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful beachfront. Our little one tends to not like the moss that sometimes washes up on beachfront, but they happen to keep this one very clean, at least along here. I don't know if it's a certain time of year that it happens, but it's the water is so clean, it's clear. Um, and I mean, has been my exposure to beaches anyway. Uh, Very clear water. It's warm at this time in the morning. Uh, can't wait to get in after breakfast. But just wanted to get up and share the view of the skyline early morning. It's just after 6. Beautiful. But Negril has gotten its electricity back, and they we were able to get good internet reception here as we left the city here, the main city, and drove in the more into the interior. It was sketchy yesterday trying to go live, but I see like on Normal Manley Boulevard here where all of the resorts are. There's the Palladium, there's Sandals, there's Rio, they call it locally. And we're here at the Travelers Resort. They've had good electricity and internet access. So, things are pretty much normalizing somewhat for business owners anyway. And we can see the Jamaica Public Service folks out fixing power lines, but there are so many to get to, so many communities, so many lines down. It's going to take them months, if not longer, to get some of these lines up. And I see the government is loaning $150 million to the electric company that was owned by the government and was privatized some time ago. But apparently, they don't have the manpower to deal with the type of devastation in the five parishes. So the government is loaning them $150 million to hire an additional, I want to say 200 to 300 people to get to the number of people that they're going to have, communities and downed power lines and things that need to happen. So I'm hoping that will help the response time and people at least getting back to electricity because they can't store anything if you don't have ice or refrigeration. I guess people would have to just go back to like older ways of handling things, using salt and other ways of preserving things, but or just cook each day, just enough that will last. But yeah, um, yeah, this beach is so quiet too. Look how calm the water is. The waves are just very gentle, perfect for children. So we're encouraging people to, travel. Don't cancel your plans. Life is pretty normal back here on the grill side of things, and as we saw, the North Coast, Sentan, Ochi, Mabe, the hotels are renovating and have open doors, as we're hearing, as of this past Monday for people receiving guests. So, I did. Going on the boat today. Uh, we'll talk about it with the others. Okay, they're still sleeping. Morning. Hmm. Lovely sign on the pool over there. Travelers. I love to be on a property when it's quiet. I do. You can really just take everything in. I just love tranquility and quietness. So they have a fitness center here. on the lounge area. I think they have games and so forth inside. So go to the big chains, it tends to be so much crowd. You can hardly find a spot. Yeah. So yeah, they have pipes and so forth around the property. Awake the others who want to be awoken early, because I'm usually the one who's first up. Nice fresh morning air, aside from that stuff they've sprayed for the mosquitoes. But I'll be interviewing Winthrop, who is like, has been covering his experience moving from New York to Negril. So he covers his experience moving back from New York and living in Jamaica and business development that's going on in the area here. Give you another view of the property. See, I see some roof damage over there and some of the buildings and so forth. But yes, I'll be interviewing Winthrop, who's one of the three sons, and he seems to take on the social media side of things. But he's done a lot of coverage about developments to build a new highway from Negril to Montego. Might be interested in moving back. Every time I come, I feel the vibration. Is it time to set up roots here? I just feel so calm and at peace. And the food, it's always good to have healthy food and you don't have to think too hard about it. When I'm back in the States, I have to put so much energy in just finding clean food. And as soon as I eat, I get sick. I have to eliminate this, eliminate that. I'm just tired of the scavenger hunt just to find regular food. And I can eat anything I want here. That alone is enough for me to move. So I can have a little bit more ease of life and a pace things. But in any case, we shall see. Y'all keep watching. Decisions. But my effort and for the support and the little that we could do. I'm always amazed by the skyline. It's not as blue right now because there's some clouds over there, but it's beautiful, gorgeous property here. Yeah. If you're interested in a small boutique hotel, here we are. Get the rest, wake up the others, and we'll be back. Hello? Enjoy the view. You have a towel. Nobody's at the towel. Oh, you know what? I didn't do any. I forgot Daddy and I's towel, didn't we? So I was talking about everything. So many things. Glad you brought yours, though. Let me get some towels. I think we have 12 cards over there. Can you pick those cards up? Get out. Further down by the, yeah, you see them there. On the counter. No, no, no. There's some white cards next to the brown. Yeah, just bring one for me. I can take one if she wants to get the other one. And then I think I to buy a towel. I'm gonna go by the pool, okay? The pool is already open, but it's oh, is it? This person for breakfast today. There's nobody out here. Arthur. So funny, huh? I tell 54? Oh, it's a little earlier than I thought. Until it's 7:30. It said it's closed. I don't know if they open it. But I don't know how early. Oh, okay. Oh, I guess they're getting started. We can just sit out here. Mhm. Isn't that they do it by bit by bit? Uh-huh. Okay. But it's a lot of them, and it takes them what, maybe a day? This must be dry over here. This looks wet from the dew. Right. Yeah, this one looks to be okay right here. Let's try this part. Uh, mhm. The ocean water is so warm. You know, it was a little cold last night. Okay. Cheyenne.